Hey, and welcome to another edition of the Buying and Selling video series here with Brad Trejic. And this is going to be basically about niche, about basically, cards. And I know some people are going, well, what am I talking about cards for? But I want to talk about, and I don't remember if I brought it up during the beginning video. I didn't really go back and listen to it or anything. But I want to talk about things that, I want to talk about some things that you can buy and make money off of that, maybe kind of risky to get into, that you think may not be worth it. And first off, I want to talk about something that I don't know if I mentioned during the beginning, but there are some tools that, later on when you get into the FBA thing, for Amazon, if you're doing that, you can buy I think a sealer is what it's called. It's basically something where you could get plastic bags, seal things in bags, and then you can sticker it, whatever. But to me, it seems like somewhat, it'll look more professional, but at first, when you first start out, you're not looking for that, and if you're not really care, that's $30, $40 you don't want to spend to waste that money, If you start making money down the road, then, maybe, invest in it, because it may help you, to look better and be able to, save money on, poly bags and things like that. But still, when I think about it, and, like I said, I'm not in this game, so if anybody's hearing this, like Global Voodoo or, Dollar Moves or, Dick Burns or whatever, and you've actually handled this kind of stuff, where, I don't really, sometimes I don't think, like, if I'm dealing with, like, loose things or, something that I just see, grab bag of this or whatever on Amazon, and I send it in, I don't want really somebody to be looking and prodding at my items, so I would love to just have a poly bag and just deal with that, and not people see inside what's in the package. I'm not trying to hide anything from Amazon. I know the rules and policies because I work there, and I just know that at work sometimes people will pick and poke and wonder what's inside the product and look at it and evaluate things. It's like, that's stupid. Like, I don't want that to happen. That's why I'd rather just get a poly bag, seal it up really good, tape it up really good, make it all to where it's nice, and and send it in that way, for loose toys and things like that. And that's kind of the market where I'm not really sure about getting into, but I know people sell them on FBA. I think just getting into it and actually sending them into Amazon is where you're going to make probably some decent money, is because there's not really people there. And I want to talk about the things that really just aren't on Amazon. And I talked to, I believe, Zero Fats Returns. I sent them an email and I said, I have an item, a couple items that, they're not even on Amazon, FBA. There's a lot of used ones that are, merchant fulfilled, but there's none of them that are, through FBA, and is that a good thing? And, he said, well, it kind of matters on the item, and, well, that's an obvious answer, but, I think it does, because if you think about it, if someone comes across that item and they want that free shipping and, they want to make sure it gets shipped to them, in a timely manner, they don't want to deal with merchant fulfill, because if they don't know you, if they've never ordered from you, or if they're a person who really don't pay attention to the buyers they buy from, and that's kind of me. Like, I don't really pay attention to the same people I buy from. There's only one person that I know I buy from, and that's Go Hastings, which, if you know, they're actually a store here in Tennessee. But anyway, they sell stuff on Amazon as well. So if I see, that's like one person I know, like, I know that if I see a good price from them, like on a wrestling DVD or a movie or something that I want, I have no problem ordering for them, merchant fulfilled, because I know that they're going to get me my item, ASAP, because they're pretty fast. But someone else, like, FBA is going to be the thing, if they don't know who their sellers are, they're just going to go FBA because they want to make sure they get their item, and some people may be leery to go for the merchant fulfilled. But that doesn't mean you always have to sell things, through FBA. If you don't think the profit's there, sell merchant fulfilled. You may have to sit on it, and you may not sell it right away. That you may not sell it directly, but if it's the only item on there and somebody's looking for that item, they're going to buy it. They're going to buy it from you. It's just you having sent in at FBA. You have probably a better chance of getting that item sold than the person in merchant fulfilled. And I may be wrong about that, but it seems to me that's what the whole lingo of everybody, what they're saying is, it's better to send FBA because you're more likely to sell it than for merchant fulfilled, because they have more, I guess, satisfaction in knowing that their item will get there, and if it's screwed up, then they can, get their money back. If it was, legitimately by the buyer and not Amazon, whatever. Either way, they're going to get their money back if it's wrong. So, oh, man. Whew. Alright. So, yeah, so that's kind of like, I think the reason why people will go for FBA rather than merchant fulfilled. So I want to talk about sports cards a little bit today, because I wanted to kind of give, and I don't know if I talked about this before or not. If I did, sorry, apologize. Complain down below. But talking about sports cards, they're an easy thing to get into, but you can break the bank on it as well. You don't want to spend a whole lot of money on cards a lot, but if you're kind of slow to get into it, get a few packs, start to build up your collection a little bit. They're very kind of cheap to get into, but if you start going into it heavy, you could break yourself really quick. But I want to tell you kind of like my insight into collectible cards games, collectible card games, because this is where you can make your money. And if no one's not gotten into this yet, I want to tell you that it's not a market that's going to get, I don't really think it could get oversaturated, because there's always somebody out there looking for, really a certain card. And if maybe they don't find you 1 month, 3 months down the road, they're going to find that card that they want, and, they're going to want that card. And sometimes they don't care how much money they spend. And you could get, $20, $30 for a card that you've been sitting on for a while, and you only paid, $3 for that pack of cards. And it's a card from a pack that was like from 4 months ago, or from a couple years ago. That's a rare card. So I want to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! I want to talk about Magic the Gathering. I want to talk about Pokemon. So first of all, get out of the way. I don't know Pokemon. I don't know Magic the Gathering. I don't know anything about them. All that you need to know is that if you find something holographic with either of them, you probably want to list it on Amazon and put it merchant fulfilled. And you probably want to put it for as cheap as you can put it shipping wise. And maximize your, profit for the card. Maybe price it a little bit higher to take care of that, charge like 50-cent shipping, or charge, quarter shipping. Do something like that, because it's not going to cost that much to ship it. And, if it's $1 card, you're going to make your money back right there. You can charge $2 for it, and somebody will probably buy it from you if it's worth anything. If not, then you'll sit on it. And a lot of people, this is what's cool about Yu-Gi-Oh! Collectors and Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. Some people are just collectors. They like to have the shiny cards. So they may not be worth anything, but to to have just cards in the binder, because these people, here is how these people work. And I know, because I used to run in these circles. I used to be a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. I used to play back in the day when, around when I was 20, 21 years old. I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I was in that kind of, somebody introduced me to the game. It's very, very addictive. No matter how old you are, there are people playing it, in their mid-20s that are, very highly competitive in Yu-Gi-Oh! And people think it's odd, but it's very, very addicting to get into. So, these people, almost everybody that plays Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic, or Pokemon, they have a binder, what's called a binder, and they usually put their rare cards in there, cards they're willing to trade, and they're always, saying, hey, can I look at your binder? They're always asking people if they can look at your binder, can I look at your binder, and they make trades all the time. So this is what you want to go into it like, and they usually, the ones they put in their, binder are the ones that are most sought after. And you can look that up, I'm sure, online somewhere. What are the most valuable Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards right now? What are, the most valuable Magic the Gathering cards right now? Which that would probably be a major thing, because Magic the Gathering, I don't know how that works really. And I wouldn't even know like a rare card to begin with, but if I was going to do Magic the Gathering or anything like that, I would probably just kind of like look it up on eBay to see if they're going for anything, or what people are selling them in stores on eBay, and that would give you a good justification of if they're worth money or not. That way. And now Yu-Gi-Oh!, usually any silver letter card, it's at least worth $1. You can probably sell it for $1 and get away with it. With that being said, if it's online and people are looking for it. And, you know, Amazon's kind of an untapped market for some of these things. And people have started kind of to sell them. They're on there. I mean, you could probably find every card on, you know, Amazon that's out right now, you know. Because I think there's card stores that are out there that are listing products on there. But you can go into that and still have an option to get into that market, because there will always be people out there looking for the Yu-Gi-Oh cards and things like that. So I'm not going to go heavy into that market, but I'm going to definitely go into that market and start kind of listing and see what happens. List a lot of commons, list a lot of that kind of stuff, and I'm probably going to get some money out of it in the long run. But I just want to put that out there that, you know, it's something that you could get into to make money. The other thing I want to go into is, you know, is what people were saying. It's really hard to take that in for me, coming from what I'm not able to do. You know, I can't sell on eBay right now, and I'm trying to figure out a way to get around that. But it's just really hard to do that. So for that, it's kind of difficult. And the one thing I want to put out there is, you know, they say you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, but there's really nothing out there that doesn't take PayPal and that actually is popular. You know, it's like, what? Or if it takes PayPal, they don't give you any other option. You know, I can name off stores. You know, Store Envy, Etsy. You can actually get, I think, a paper check now, but they prefer you to use PayPal. Yeah. Anyway. There was some other website I found, too, that was basically the same thing. I'm trying to think the name of the websites. Bonanza, you could take Amazon payments on, so that's good. What else? eBid is nice. You can take money orders on there, but it's broken. There's nobody really on there. I offer junk. I never got any offers, and I had some wrestling things on there that never sold. Nobody ever bid on them. Nobody ever asked any questions or nothing. You know, when you're not even getting questions about the item, then you know that you have nothing. That nobody's even interested in your stuff. And I didn't get a bid. I didn't get anything on them. I listed them auctions, and I never got any, you know, offers. And, you know, that's when you start to, you know, just give up, and you're like, this website's not worth it. You know, it's not worth my time. But with that being said, you know, like I said, it's kind of hard. But Craigslist is something you can look into, and Listia is a thing that I've been using. So Craigslist and Listia, that's hard to say really fast. Those are two things that I use currently. And what Listia is, it's basically a place where you can list, like, basically nothing, things that you don't want. So you can't sell something on Amazon, or you can't sell something on eBay. And, you know, maybe you've had it on Merchant Fulfilled for a long time, and you're just not selling it. You know, you've had it on there for a year and a half. You're not selling it. And it's something you don't want to hold on to because maybe it's big, or maybe it's, you know, I don't know, like there's a bunch of movies, and you're just tired of looking at them. You don't want them in your, you know, storage anymore. You want to get rid of them because you're not going to sell them. You know, take them off your Amazon store or whatever. Take them off your eBay store, and, you know, put them on Listia, because guaranteed you're going to get somebody out there that's going to get it. You know, if you start at 100, guaranteed you'll get rid of it. Somebody will bid on it. Somebody will want it. And then you can turn around and take that and get something else on Listia. Oh, man. And, getting a little tired here. I got up early today. But you can turn around and get stuff on Listia and flip it on Amazon. And if some people are thinking, like, well, if it's things nobody wants, or people are doing the same thing, why would you buy it to flip it? Well, maybe you're more educated on that item than what they are. I found a bunch of books that are, you know, just like everybody says, you know, scan the barcode, see your profits. Sometimes they take a picture of the barcode on Listia, and I type the barcode into Amazon.com, and I see this item. It may be a long tail item, but they're on there. They're on Listia, and you can get them, and you can make at least $5, $6, $7 profit. I mean, that's, at least it's something, you know. And if you had like 3 or 4 items that's not selling, you know, put them in a lot. Maybe they're all 4, you know, scary movies. Put them all 4 DVDs in a lot or whatever. Get rid of them. If you get 1,000 credits, you know, you could probably turn around and get like a book that maybe you can make, you know, $10 profit on, and that, hey, you know, That's pretty much I think the profit people want to make, $10. You could find something like that, or you may find a couple items you can get for, 1,400 credits, something like that. I found comic books that are worth quite a bit of money on there that are, nobody's selling FBA at all, or there's only like 2 or 3 used sellers anyway, and it's like, really? And on top of that, there's no FBA. It's like, that's just like a gold mine waiting to happen, It's like, yeah, like maybe a long time item because maybe, it's like over 1 million sales rank, but if there's no FBA item, when that one person comes along, you're going to get that purchase because you're FBA and no one else is, and there's only 3 other, sellers, So, it's a good thing. Now, Craigslist is a little bit odd, and I don't really understand Craigslist, and I wanted to talk about this is because I don't understand how people make a lot of money on it. I don't understand how people are making anything on it, because every time I list something on there, I have trouble selling things. And I don't know if I'm selling my products high, because I'm looking at eBay. I'm like, okay, well, what am I selling? What are they selling at? And I'm trying to kind of treat Craigslist like eBay a little bit. A good example is I got some jackets. I think I discussed this before about what I listed them for on Craigslist, but I haven't got any offers at all on those, so I'm probably going to have to lower the price on them. If I was selling on eBay, I could probably make some good money off them, but I'm not, because I can't sell on eBay. So I'm probably going to drop them probably by like $10 each and see what happens. Relist it, or just put up another ad for them and see what happens. And what's really odd is, like, I didn't think a lot of people would sell clothes on Craigslist, but there's actually a lot of people. I put mine up, and the next day I go to check where my listing was at, and it was automatically buried. I was like, wow, it's like there's this many people listing in the clothing section on Craigslist. That's crazy. That is insanity. And I listed, I put, jackets for sale was the name of the title. I don't think I could get any more clear, with the vagueness of that. If they're looking for a jacket, hey, jackets for sale. I don't know what else I could be to be more vague and to get people wanting to buy the item. I don't know what. I guess I can name the brands in there, and put that in the title. I guess that's what I can do. I might try that tonight when I go back in. But I don't really have much luck. I have this big, humongous shelf that I've been trying to get rid of. I've been trying to give it away, and I tried to sell it. I tried both ways, and I've gone back and forth multiple times, like, okay, well, now I'm going to try and sell it. Okay, now I'm just trying to give it away. Okay, maybe I can get some money out of it. Okay, no, I just want to get rid of it. Well, I'm going to try and sell it again. And I can't get rid of them. I have a little bitty shelf that's really hand-wove with hearts and stuff like that. I can't get rid of it. It's like, really? Why won't nobody, see this item? It's like, maybe I'm just not relisting enough. Maybe I need to start doing that, and I'll get offers. I think that's the one thing. And I posted my store, the Helen Bonanza. I have, close to 300 items. Most of them cards. But there's some toys on there and things like that, and some other stuff. And I've advertised my, Bonanza. I've advertised my website that has links to everything that I sell on Amazon, Bonanza, even eBid. I had a link to that too, as well as my website, on junkfrenzy.com. And, nothing. I haven't got any hits at all. And it's like, really? It's like, I'm not selling anything on Bonanza. And it's basically free, marketplace. You put it on there, whatever. You don't pay anything unless you sell it. I think I owe them 50 cents for making 2 sales. In the past 3 years I've been on that website, I have sold nothing at all. Nothing at all I've sold on there. So that's kind of whatever on that. But I'm definitely looking to figure out, and I didn't think about, my pictures are pretty shitty, so probably tomorrow I'm probably going to take better pictures of them and probably put them on Listy again, because maybe they just can't really tell what they look like, and that could be a reason too. So I'm definitely going to bring them in the house probably tomorrow and take some pictures when everybody goes to bed, and get that taken care of, or maybe later today, or maybe in the daytime I'll take some pictures of them and sell them. The other side of this is, it's like, I look on things on Craigslist and they just charge way too much. And I know I may be charging way too much, but at least I know the value. And some people are charging DVDs, they want $10, $20 for them. And it's like, dude, you can buy them brand new in the store for that exact price. Why would I buy a used DVD for the same exact price? That makes no sense. This is not Amazon. If you're trying to get Amazon prices, you're not going to get Amazon prices. It's a different thing when you're trying to get Amazon prices and eBay prices. eBay prices, people are willing to pay this, but maybe people in your area just aren't willing to pay this. That's, I think, the problem I think I'm having. So, comments down below about, what you think about the Craigslist thing and what can I do to improve my listings, because, I'm just not having any luck with it, and, I wish I could sell some more magazines. I got, a crap ton of, music magazines, things like that, from, mid-90s, early 2000s, things like that, and it's, I'm surprised I can't sell it. Oh, I think most of them are, late 90s, because that's when I was buying a crap load of magazines, and I saved a lot of them, and I actually got rid of a lot of magazines. I don't remember where I got rid of them. I think I just donated them to Goodwill, which they probably just threw them away, which kind of pisses me off now that I know that actually they're pretty actual collectible on Amazon. People actually buy them. I've actually sold, I think, I would have sold 3, but I know a couple times I was either, I didn't have the money to ship it out, and Amazon doesn't pay you right away, so I just couldn't do it. So I lost the sale a couple times and got some bad feedback because of it, but at least I was honest with them, and I told hey, I'm not gonna be able to get it shipped out in time. I just don't have the money to ship it out. And I never thought whatever. I never make hardly any sales, so a lot of times when I make sales, sometimes it's on days where I'm short on cash and I really just don't have the cash to send out. So hopefully with the whole getting into FBA thing, that'll change, and I'll get at least I'll get some bankroll going, and I'm able to kind of be able to, when it sells, I can ship it out, when it sells, and that's why I kind of want to get more into FBA, so I don't even have to deal with that, to ship it in and be done with it, and then I can just sit back and roll in the money, that comes in. And I know some people were saying, you think you're going to make all this money? No, I understand the reality of it, and I know I'm not going to make money overnight, and I know it's going to take time to build up my business, but I'm a smart guy, and I've been in the buying and selling game for a long time, and I know what to go get, and I know what to avoid, but some people are telling people things that they shouldn't go get, that I think they're really, really off market, or maybe they're doing it on purpose to kind of steer them away from those kind of things. But really, I think that you could really buy anything. If you can sell on Amazon, I would send it in, because eventually you're probably going to get that buyer, and if not, Amazon will just, let you know, hey, do you want your item back, whatever, and you can just say, yeah, I'll take it back, and, you'll just take it, and you'll either, send it back in, or you can, list it, different conditions, send it back in, or you can, turn around and, list it back on, list you and just cycle it back out and get something else, And I think that's what it takes. You have to be on top of your game. You have to continue to buy merchandise. You have to continue to move things around. If something's not selling, it's just like Walmart or any other store. You got to know when to cut your losses, and you got to know when to get rid of it. And a lot of people are saying, "Well, donate it back to Goodwill." Blah, blah. No, don't do that. Screw that. It's like, do it. Get rid of it somewhere else. Get rid of it. On eBay. Put it for a penny. Put it for $1. Cut your losses that way. Get rid of the product and make sure it's going to somebody that's actually going to want it. At least it's not going to end up at Goodwill in your area, and someone else. You're not going to be in it. Making the mistake on it again, because who's going to remember if you donate like 25 books back to Goodwill and they're sitting there scanning again, and you're like, hey, this has got good profit, and you don't remember that book that you donated, you're like, and you keep on buying the same books over and over again. That just kind of goes through my head. Like, why would you donate it to the same Goodwill, Especially if, it's been there before. Why would you do it? So, yeah, like I said, I would get rid of it on Listia or eBay and just, basically just liquidate it and, get rid of it for really, really cheap. And some other advice I want to give is, if you're looking to get into YouTube, making videos, I love everybody that makes videos out there. I love watching them. And I know they're busy people, they don't have time to do videos all the time, but the ones that do, I enjoy watching them. And, if you enjoy buying and selling, and you enjoy, if you do eBay, that's some great stuff. And, I think watching other people's videos on YouTube is one of the biggest things I can tell anybody getting started in this kind of business, whether you're doing it on eBay or any other website, Amazon, wherever, watch YouTube videos, because you will learn so much by doing that. And I've watched so many YouTube videos I couldn't even tell you. Sometimes I forget I watched them, and I would watch them again because they're so helpful and informative that you can go back and watch them over and over again. I'm talking about global voodoo. I'm talking about picking profits. I'm talking about dollar moves. I know I watch dollar moves videos 2 or 3 times because they have information that maybe I missed something. Global Voodoo does Resellers Roundtable that gets posted on YouTube, every once in a while, and I went back and watched a couple that he posted. Evidently, he just said hell with it and listed a couple on YouTube, and I listened to that. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Tempting me to maybe get the membership. Maybe that's why he did it, to post a few and do it to get people to go into it. But I don't really see, and I don't want to downplay anybody that's doing it. If you have groups and stuff and you're trying to make money on the side as well with helping people and making a little bit of money, but charging $100, that's a bit too much. I'm sorry. Unless you're giving us actual tips to say, hey, this is how you can make $5,000, go buy this item, then I don't want to hear it. And if you're not even offering a free month or a free 2 months or whatever, to prove that that's worth $100 a month, I'm not dissing anybody. And if they watch me, because I watch their videos, so if they subscribe to me and they're watching my stuff, they're gonna know who I'm talking about. But some of these people are just outrageous. They charge $100, $80, even $50, even $40. It's way too much. If you're talking about maybe $10, that's reasonable. But if you're charging more than that, I don't understand for the knowledge what you're trying to give us, because you can go on YouTube and you can watch any other video and you can learn the same knowledge. If you want to learn more, you just need to buy a book. Buy Cynthia, I think Cynthia Stein is her name, and I really think I'm going to buy her video series or whatever she has. Because I'm not really a book person. I can't sit down and read. It's really hard for me to do that. And I think videos they're better for me, or audio is better for me. And, Cynthia Stein, it seems like the way Dollar Moves is talking about her, she really is going to be very helpful to me. Because it says, that she says, step by step, how to do everything. And that's really what I need to know. How do I get into this? How do I get into that? What do I have to do to do this? What do I have to do to do that? And I don't want to mess up along the way and screw something up. And, like I said, I'm very educated. I know about buying and selling. I watch a lot of videos. I retain knowledge very well. I work at Amazon. I'm a problem solver, basically. I help solve problems at Amazon.com. So, in the warehouse. So, I retain knowledge very, very well. So, when I'm learning about this, I'm thinking to myself, these are the kind of problems that you're going to encounter. And I kind of know the other side of the fence a little bit. So, I kind of hope that by listening to my, audio and podcasts or whatever you want to call these I'm doing, I hope people start to learn. And I'm going to do, I think, something in the future about things that I encounter at Walmart. Fuck Walmart. Anyway, if you want to know more about that, watch my other freaking audio thing. I just did it earlier, a second ago. Anyways, you learn a little bit more about the inside of Amazon, which I'm not going to give away any secrets of how Amazon does their business, but I will tell you about things that I see that sellers do wrong when they send their products in, and that could help, you as a seller. So if you want to know more about how to protect yourself, tune into that one. And I think I'm going to do it right after this. So thank you for tuning in. Kind of an empty rant, I think, about selling, but I wanted to do a buying and selling video, and I didn't really know what to talk about, so I hope it was helpful. I hope it was any insights, any kind of, poking, prodding around inside of your brain going on. Hopefully I got you thinking. So, this has been Brad Tragic. Ain't got nothing much else to say. Keep on rocking.